A very warm good morning to all my dearest students. Hope you all watched the previous videos of lesson number 5, the 100 dresses 1. I would like to welcome you all to the new video, last part of lesson number 5. In the previous videos, we had come across with Wanda Petronsky, a Polish-American girl, and her schoolmates, especially Peggy and Maddie, and their attitude towards Wanda, her dressing style, and her peculiar name. They teased her by asking how many dresses and shoes, etc. she had. Wanda would always reply that 100, and all are lined up in my closet. Maddie felt pity for Wanda, but she was afraid to open her mind to Peggy, the most popular girl in the school. Maddie was also a poor girl, and she was wearing the dresses of Peggy, and this made Maggie obstacled from telling Peggy to stop teasing with Wanda. So now we are going to discuss with the rest of the lesson, so you can open your textbook now. If only Peggy would decide of her own accord to stop having fun with Wanda. Oh well, Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hair as though to push the uncomfortable thoughts away. What difference did it make? Slowly, Maddie tore into bits the note she had started. She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the best liked girl in this whole room. Peggy could not possibly do anything that was really wrong, she thought. So in the previous class, we have discussed that Maddie started writing a note to Peggy, but some thoughts about her own poorness, about her dresses, that had an obstacle in front of her to write a note to Peggy about Wanda. And now Maddie is thinking that if only Peggy would decide of her own accord, if Peggy has her own wish to stop having fun with Wanda, then only it will happen. So Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hair. Blonde hair means golden hair. That means she is in a deep thinking about this, to push the uncomfortable thoughts away. And she is thinking that what differences did it make? So when I am going to write a note to Peggy, and now Maddie is thinking that what difference did that note is making? And slowly Maddie tore that paper, that note into pieces. And she is thinking again that she was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the most popular, best liked girl in the whole room, in the whole school. And Peggy could not possibly do anything wrong. That is the thought of Maddie. Maddie has a strong belief in Peggy, and she is thinking that Peggy would not do anything wrong. In the next paragraph, as for Wanda, she was just some girl who lived upon Boggin Heights and stood alone in the schoolyard. She scarcely ever said anything to anybody. The only time she talked was in the schoolyard about her 100 dresses. Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses, pale blue with colored trimmings, and she remembered another that was brilliant jungle green with a red sash. You had looked like a Christmas tree in that, the girls had said in pretended admiration. In the next paragraph, Maddie is thinking about Wanda. For Maddie, Peggy was her best friend and the most popular, best liked girl in the school, and Peggy would not do anything wrong. And when she is thinking about Wanda, Wanda was just some girl who lived upon Boggin Heights, and she is coming and standing alone in the schoolyard, and she never spoke anything. She hardly ever said anything to anybody. The only time she opened her mouth or she talked in the schoolyard about her 100 dresses, when the students are asking about her dresses, the only time when Wanda is opening her mouth is about telling 100 dresses. And now Maddie is remembering Wanda's reply about her dresses, and one of her dresses that is pale blue with the colored trimmings, and also another dress that was brilliant jungle green with a red sash. Sash means scarf. And at that time, the students had mocked. Pretended admiration means not real admiration. And the girls are telling that you had looked like a Christmas tree in that. When Wanda is telling about that jungle green colored dress with a red sash, the children are making fun of Wanda by saying that you are looking like a Christmas tree in that dress. So in this two paragraph, Maddie is thinking about Peggy and Wanda. What is the relationship between Peggy and Wanda? Peggy was her best friend, and Peggy was the most popular, best liked girl in the school, and she is believing that Peggy would not do anything wrong. And as for Wanda, she was a girl who lived in Boggin Heights and standing alone in the school, and she never speak anything to anybody. The only time she talked is that when she is talking about her 100 dresses. And Maddie is remembering the two dresses she had mentioned, and one is pale blue with colored trimmings, and another one is brilliant jungle green with red sash. And she is also remembering when Wanda is saying about this type dress, this colored dress, jungle green with red sash, the children are making a comment. What was their comment? You are looking like a Christmas tree in that. Okay, next paragraph. Thinking about Wanda and her 100 dresses all lined up in the closet, Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and coloring contest. So when Maddie is thinking about Wanda and her 100 dresses, suddenly Maddie is begun to wonder about the drawing competition. Who was going to win the drawing and coloring competition? The competition which was going to happen in room 13. For girls, this contest consisted of designing dresses, and for boys, of designing motorboats. For the girls, this coloring and drawing competition, which was consisted of designing dresses, and for the boys to design motorboats. Probably Peggy would win the girls' medal. Peggy drew better than anyone else in the room. At least that is what everybody thought. And for Maddie, probably Peggy would win the girls' medal. Peggy would be the first position among the girls because she is doing better than anyone else in the classroom. And that was everybody's thought. Who would win the drawing competition? All the class is thinking that Peggy would win the medal because she was the best student who is drawing anyone else in the room. She could copy a picture in a magazine or some film star's head so that you could almost tell who it was. So when Peggy is drawing a copy of a picture or from a magazine or a film star's head, you can identify that person. That means Peggy is drawing in a good way. Oh, Maddie was sure Peggy would win. Well, tomorrow the teacher was going to announce the winners. Then they would know. And for Maddie was sure that it was Peggy who is going to win that competition. And tomorrow the teacher will announce the winner. Then they would know that who was the winner. But Maddie has a strong desire in her mind, a strong wish in her mind, and a strong decision in her mind that it was most probably Peggy would win the competition because she was drawing better than anyone else in the room. Next paragraph. The next day it was drizzling. Maddie and Peggy hurried to school under Peggy's umbrella. Naturally, on a day like this, they didn't wait for Wanda Petronsky on the corner of Oliver Street, the street that far away under the railroad tracks and up the hill led to Boggin Heights. Anyway, they weren't taking chances on being late today because today was important. So the next day it was drizzling. Drizzling means a light rain. And Maddie and Peggy hurried to school under Peggy's umbrella. They didn't wait for Wanda Petronsky on the corner of Oliver Street, the street which was far away under the railroad tracks and up the hill led to Boggin Heights. So usually they were wait there for Wanda, and why they are waiting there? For making fun with Wanda. But today they didn't wait for Wanda because they weren't taking chances on being late today. They don't want to be late on that day because today was an important day for them. What's the speciality of today? Yes, the teacher will announce the winner of the drawing and coloring competition, and they are sure that the winner will be Peggy. So that is why they don't wait for Wanda in the usual corner, that is Oliver Street, which is led to Boggin Heights. Okay. Do you think Miss Mason will announce a winner today? Asked Peggy. Oh, I hope so. The minute we get in, said Maddie. Of course you will win, Peg. Hope so, said Peggy eagerly. So when Maddie and Peggy is entering into the class, Peggy asked a question. And do you think that Miss Mason will announce the winners today? And what was the reply of Maddie? Yes, I'm hoping so. The minute we get in, then the teacher will announce. And of course, Peg, you will win. Then Peg also said eagerly that I am hoping also. The minute they entered the classroom, they stopped short and gasped. There were drawings all over the room. On a very large and window sill, dazzling colors and brilliant lavish designs, all drawn on great sheets of wrapping paper. There must have been 100 of them, all lined up. These must be the drawings for the contest. They were. Everybody stopped and whistled or murmured admiringly. The minute they entered into the classroom, when they entered into the classroom, at that minute itself, they were stopped and gasped. They were wondered. Why they were wondered? Because there were drawings all over the room. The room 13 is covered with drawings on every ledge. Ledge means outer part, and window sill, window edge, dazzling, shining and bright in colors and brilliant lavish designs. Lavish means very grand. All drawn on great sheets of wrapping paper. Wrapping means covering paper. And surely there must have 100 dresses, and all are lined up, all are properly kept. These must be the drawings for the contest. Of course, these are the drawings which is for the contest, for the competition. And everybody, every student stopped and whistled or murmured admiringly. They all become shocking and they all admired that drawings, and everyone is whistling and they are showing their happiness for seeing such a lovely drawings. As soon as the class assembled, Miss Mason announced the winners. Jack Biggles had won for the boys, she said, and his design for an outboard motor was on exhibition in room 12, along with the sketches by all other boys. When every student assembled in the class, Miss Mason, the teacher, announced the winners, and first she announced the winner of boys. Who won the competition? It is Jack Biggles, who had won for the boys, and her design for an outboard motor was on exhibition on room number 12, along with the sketches by all the other boys. So they can see in room number 12 the sketches done by the boys, and Jack Biggles was the winner for boys. As for the girls, she said, although just one or two sketches were submitted by most, one girl and room 13 should be proud of her. This one girl actually drew 100 designs, all different and all beautiful. So when Miss Mason is announcing the winner from the girls, she is saying that as for the girls, from the side of the girls, although some of them are submitted 2 or 3 sketches, 1 or 2 sketches, but one girl and room 13, their class should be proud of that girl because she had actually drew 100 dresses, and which are all different, are all beautiful. In the opinion of the judges, any one of the drawings is worthy of winning the prize. In the opinion of the judges who judge that drawings, they are saying that any one of her drawings, among the 100 dresses or 100 drawings, any one is worthy for winning the medal, winning the prize. I am very happy to say that Wanda Petronsky is the winner of the girls' medal. So Miss Mason is announcing the winner, and who was the winner of girls' medal? Yes, it is Wanda Petronsky is the winner of the girls' medal. So the children are seeing the dresses which are designed or drew by Wanda Petronsky. That means she had drew 100 dresses, and from the judge's opinion, each dress is worthy of winning the prize. And the teacher is saying that room 13 should be proud of Wanda Petronsky because she had drew 100 dresses or 100 designs, all different and all beautiful. And the teacher is proudly announced the winner. Wanda Petronsky is the winner of the girls' medal. Understood? Unfortunately, Wanda has been absent from school for some days and is not here to receive the applause that is due to her. Let us hope she will be back tomorrow. Now, class, you may file around the room quietly and look at her artistic drawings. But the teacher is saying that unfortunately, Wanda has been absent from school for some days, and she was not here to receive the applauses, the appreciations, the claps that is due to her. And let us hope that she will back tomorrow. So the teacher is saying that, Miss Mason is saying that, dear students, unfortunately Wanda was not in the school. She was absent for some days. So she was not here to receive her appreciation. But let us hope that she will come tomorrow. And she is directing the class. You may file around. You can go. And you can go around the room 13 quietly, and you can look at her esquistic. Esquistic means extremely beautiful and well-made drawings. So the teacher is allowing every student to look at her drawings. The children burst into applause, and even the boys were glad to have a chance to stamp on the floor, put their fingers in their mouths, and whistle, though they were not interested in dresses. So, when hearing this, the children burst into applause. They gave a big clap. Suddenly and spontaneously, they clapped for appreciating Wanda, even in her absence. And the boys are also very glad to get a chance to stamp on. Stamp on means make noise with their feet. And their fingers are there in their mouth, and they started whistling, even though they are not interested in dresses, but they got an opportunity to show their appreciation towards Wanda, and they take this opportunity as a chance to make some noises with whistling, even though they are not interested in dresses. And obviously, Peggy and Maddie are also there to see all these drawings. So when they see all these drawings, Maddie whispered. Whispered means saying in a low voice, "Look, Peg, there is that blue one she told us about. Isn't it beautiful?" So already Wanda has tell them about some of the dresses and their colors. She already told the students that she had 100 dresses, and she described the colors and the trimming she had done on the dressings. And Maddie is remembering that blue color dress that she had told us. And isn't it beautiful? And what is the reply of Peggy? "Yes," said Peggy. "And here is that green one, boy, and I thought I could draw. And Peggy is saying to Maddie is that here is that green colored dress that also Wanda mentioned them. Wanda told them about that green colored dress, and the children is mockingly said to her that you are looking like a Christmas tree. So that dress is also very beautiful, and Peggy is thinking that she could draw that dress. It was very beautiful one. So in this way, the writer is ending the first part of 100 Dresses 1. That means Wanda is always saying the reply that she had 100 dresses, all are lined up in her closet. That means that even though she did not have enough money to buy all these dresses, like other students, she had her imagination. In her mind, she had lot of imagination. She is drawing that 100 dresses, which she did not buy because lack of money. So now she is drawing that 100 dresses that was shown in room number 13, and all the students now understood what is Wanda said about her 100 dresses. Okay, dear students, now let's look at the main points of this lesson 100 dresses 1. It was Monday. Wanda didn't come to school. Nobody noticed it. Wanda was a quiet girl remaining by herself. She belonged to a poor Polish family. She resided in Bogin Heights and came to school walking with muddy shoes. She always wore the same blue dress to school and same muddy shoes. Peggy and her friend Maggie teased Wanda every day. Peggy would ask Wanda how many dresses she had, and Wanda always replied 100, and she had 60 pairs of shoes. Peggy was not really a cruel girl, as she loved both children and animals. Maddie was a poor girl. She would feel it bad when Peggy teased Wanda, but she didn't say anything. She feared that she might be teased in place of Wanda. There was a drawing competition for the boys and girls in the class. Everybody hoped that Peggy would win as she had earlier. Wanda had drawn 100 dresses. Miss Mason announced the result. Jack Beggles had won among the boys and Wanda among the girls. Wanda was absent. All clapped when her name was announced as a winner among girls. All, including Peggy and Maddie, praised her paintings. Okay, my dear students, this is the explanation of lesson number 5, the 100 Dresses 1. The next lesson is the continuation of this fiction, that is the 100 Dresses 2, that we will discuss in the next class. Read the lesson carefully and complete your notes and study well. See you soon. Thank you and goodbye to all. Bye.